Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why immigrants in general are more successful. I want to start by saying, guys, how many immigrants have you seen begging on the street? Have you ever seen an immigrant in Canada begging for money on the street? A person who would come up to your car and ask for help, with one of those signs, homeless or something. My experience is no, I haven't seen an immigrant who would fall so low to become homeless in a new country. How many immigrants are there on the welfare? How many immigrants are there asking for government support? And I know what many people who are born in Canada right now are probably going to say, there is a lot. I would say, guys, not as many as we can all imagine. The reason why immigrants are getting, this kind of perception from many people who were born in Canada about asking for welfare or something like that is because refugees situation. Refugees are coming to Canada and they get the government support. But refugees is only a tiniest portion of immigrants that are coming to Canada. And it's not even related to the majority of the people who are coming here. Majority of the immigrants coming to Canada are those entrepreneurial people who decided to shift their lives for better. This is a top percentage of the most entrepreneurial and highly qualified people in their home countries who have decided to go for a better life, invest their time, money into a better future for themselves and their families in a new country. I mean, how many people in Canada are willing to give up what they have, like literally everything, and go to another country risking that they might lose everything and gain nothing in return? How many people are willing to do that? The answer is simple, guys. Not as many as you would think. And this is the reality for every single country in the world, for everyone. There is always only a small percentage of people who are willing to do that. And that's the percentage of people who are usually the most successful. Those guys who are thinking out of the box. Those guys who are planning to come to a better country where they're planning to make more money, a better living for their opportunities, for their family and themselves. Those are the guys who are entrepreneurs and business-minded people who are fighting for a brighter future. There are not many people like that in the world, but the reality is this, that all around the world there are so many different countries, so many different people, and the top percentage of the most entrepreneurial people, those guys who are really willing to invest, those are the people who are actually coming to Canada as immigrants. And of course, those guys have a higher chance of succeeding in a new place because they're willing to put what it takes for a brighter future. With the latest updates, with the Canadian immigration system, most of the immigrants who are coming here are qualified specialists, professionals who have university educations, degrees, experience, work experience, talents, and investment in their pockets. They might not have a lot of money like some of those people who are born and raised in Canada, coming from third world countries to Canada as immigrants, but those guys have a higher chance of succeeding because they are willing to work for it. For an immigrant coming to a new country, it's a great shame to end up on the street. Immigrants may be facing different kind of challenges, but nobody would want to go back to their relatives in the home country and say, hey, this is what I'm doing here, was so successful there, came here to become a homeless. That's just a little bit shameful, and immigrants would not take that kind of shame and would not, rest and, have a peaceful mind about it. They would just not let it happen, even if it happens. They would find a way, fight for a solution to get out of that situation before it even occurs to them. Another factor that influences the success of people who are coming to Canada, immigrants, is that we are willing to take, the jobs that people who were born and raised in Canada are not willing to do, to start from the bottom, bring the experience that we have in our backpack to this country and work our way from the bottom to the top in the organizational level, on the business level. Starting a business, investing into Canadian economy and succeeding. Immigrants are also better in planning than majority of people who never decided to leave their home country, because it's a huge process. It takes years of planning of how you're going to get from point A to point B, from your home country, to get to get the experience, to get the English up to the level, to get all those points, to come to another place. So that ability of planning and moving ahead also supports them in a career, because of the experience of the risk what they undertook, all the years of the project. Coming to Canada is a huge project that influences entire life of an individual and a family, maybe even a society, of years of planning to come here. Same thing applies for your job strategy and career, and I believe that also influences immigrants in a positive way. There is an opinion that lots of people speculate around in Canada, those guys especially who were born and raised here in Canada, speculating, saying that their ancestors, and grandfathers who came to this beautiful country hundreds of years before, 100 or 200 years ago, when there was nothing but cold and ground and horrible conditions that their ancestors had to live. Whereas now, it is so easy. They literally build the system for us where we can come here, we get a car, we get a house, we get a job, and everything is settled. Just come to the airplane and everything is perfect. But it's all, guys, in my personal opinion, is unicorns. And let me explain why. First thing is, you cannot take credit for what your grandfathers did. I do give credit for the generations of people who lived in Canada, who built this beautiful country. But I don't think it's the right thing, for example, for me, to take credit for both of my grandfathers who fought on World War I and World War II and say that was my courage and my achievement. I cannot do that because I was not there at that time. I was born in way better times and way better conditions long after the war was done. So I cannot take credit for that. Why can anyone else take credit for their grandfathers? Second thing is, we have different conditions. It's totally different standard of living right now versus what it was hundreds of years before. And we cannot compare those times towards now. The entire world standards of living are way higher than they used to be hundreds of years before right now. So it's obvious that right now coming and immigrating would be a better and more comfortable journey than it would be, let's say, 500 years ago. The reality is that emotionally, it's the same kind of situation. You are still living your homeland, the place where you were born, people that you were friends with, families, friends behind in your home country, and coming to a place unknown, place where you're not expected, place where you have to start from scratch. And that makes you so hard, like a rock, to achieve and succeed, because there is no other way around. If you were courageous enough to take the step you have to get to where you're going, it's like win or lose. Give it up, and you can give it up. Once you are on this journey as an immigrant, there is no falling back, and you know it. And that's why it builds that character and success for those people who are willing to do that today. I love this country, and I love Canada, and Canadians are awesome people. I'm so glad to meet people from this YouTube channel on the streets. Recently I met Rodriguez in a Walmart. Rodriguez, I was in a rush. I was fixing my car. My car was broken apart. I had a horrible day at work, so I didn't have a chance to stay with you longer, but it's so amazing to meet you guys, especially for you watching, you watching this channel in your home country and then meeting you in Canada. And you telling me the stories of how you got here. Guys, it's a blessing to be here with you, and I'm really thankful for you, watching this channel. And I feel really good that these videos do help someone to get to your dreams. And, yeah guys, really, thank you. Thank you so much. Alright guys, I just want to remind everyone to smash a like button, share this video with your friends, leave a comment. And we will see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one.